We've been praising the NFL for a while now. What's our numbers? Do we got some numbers?
We got record numbers with 123.7 million viewers. The number they're throwing around is that 200 million people throughout the game tuned in. I don't know who these people are who just like watch the second quarter and walk away. That's why I don't really care for that number. It doesn't mean anything. I think I said it was 120.
I think I threw out 130 to 150, so I was a little over. I overshot.
Well, not if you go by the 200 number. I would say you could both consider yourself winners.
Where I was an absolute stone cold winner was I predicted the Chiefs to win almost to the exact score. I think I said 27-21 and it was 25-22. And I said Patrick Mahomes would be the MVP. Like Elon always says, the most entertaining outcome is the most likely.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey, guys.
Hey. Welcome back, Kathy's, from a mega Super Bowl weekend.
Mega. And Kathy's, if you don't recognize this voice, I'm Drama. And I'm actually the third member of the pod.
Some may not know.
Some may not know. If you've only been listening for the last couple months, you probably haven't heard me. But I'm back. No, nothing to worry about. Just, beginning of the year, some work things came up and it's just bad timing, but I am back. I'm good. We're dedicated, not going anywhere. I'm not fucking leaving.
All right.
Wolf of Wall Street would say. Okay. Super Bowl.
So on the top, before Super Bowl, we got to promo our YouTube and TikTok. Then we get into Super Bowl.
Okay. Do you do it?
So
Promo
YouTube, what's the YouTube link?
Group
Josh?
chat news. YouTube's jumping still.
Group chat news.
Group chat news.
Both
Those are
YouTube and
comments.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And we need comments. So everyone needs to comment.
Comments.
Perfect.
I want to reiterate. I'm sorry if I'm a broken record here. The reason the comments are fun is because we don't see comments on Spotify. So hearing your guys' responses, obviously, yeah, some of you reach out and DM us and whatever, but like literally listening to the episode and commenting what you're thinking is really great and entertaining and good content for us to, take into consideration for the next episode, gives us funny things to talk about, whatever. It happens a lot if you've been to our live events. Those end up turning into like comedy shows. But it's good because you can hear the feedback as you go. So leave us comments. Let us know. We like to engage. And TikTok, as always, just popping off. We love TikTok.
Popping.
Okay.
Super Bowl.
The only thing smaller than our YouTube Super Bowl, or the only thing bigger than our YouTube, I'll say, is Super Bowl. And I mean, we knew it. We've been praising the NFL for a while now. What's our numbers? Do we got some numbers?
So we got record numbers with 123.7 million viewers. The number they're throwing around is that 200 million people throughout the game tuned in. I don't know who these people are who just like watch the second quarter and walk away. That's why I don't really care for that number. Yeah, because it doesn't mean anything. I think I said it was 120.
I think I threw out 130 to 150, so I was a little over. I overshot.
Well, not if you go by the 200 number. I would say you could both consider yourself winners.
Where I was an absolute stone cold winner was I predicted the Chiefs to win almost to the exact score. I think I said 27-21 and it was 25-22. And I said Patrick Mahomes would be the MVP. And like Elon always says, the most entertaining outcome is the most likely.
So we were at the game, as anyone who follows us on Instagram saw. I kept telling Dee and my mom, I was like, the script's written, Kelsey's getting the touchdown. Why didn't the script give Kelsey the touchdown?
They tried. It just didn't work out. You also were saying Patty was a bum the first half.
He was a bum.
But it's how LeBron and Kobe and Jordan, Brady.
Here's the thing about football, the NFL, which is why it's the most watched of any of the sports, is there's so much randomness into the game that contributes to the outcome. So in the NBA, if LeBron doesn't deliver, Lakers lose. If Steph doesn't deliver, the Warriors lose. But with the NFL, there were 3 plays. If you look back at the game, fumble, punt return, missed extra point, Brock Purdy didn't convert on 3rd and 4. He had the chance to end the game on 3rd and 4.
Yep. And how about the guy who blew his knee out fucking running onto the field?
Yeah.
And that's why it creates excitement, because there's so much randomness.
Well, it's a very complex game. It's not as straightforward as like, do this, do that. Like if someone doesn't hold the block, or if someone does a holding or does something, it affects the outcome of the game. Extremely entertaining football game. I know people said the first half was slow, which I think, we all agree it was a very slow start to the game. Third quarter comes, lived up to the hype, very entertaining, goes into overtime. The stars stepped up. Patrick Mahomes did his thing. Kelsey caught that big 30-yard bomb. Ultimately, it delivered exactly what it's supposed to, which is the Chiefs winning, Patrick Mahomes MVP. America's happy.
NFL's happy.
NFL's happy.
You got your stars to win. You had Taylor at the post-game party.
Taylor was on the field at the trophy.
Yeah, she was on the field, and they did the whole thing. And then I don't know what club were they at Excess.
They were at Excess after the Chiefs party.
So they were at the Resorts World, I think, was the official Chiefs party.
Yeah.
And then they went to Excess with Marshmallow.
Yeah. And then you had
Kelsey,
Travis, Mahomes, Jason Kelsey, and Taylor Swift and Marshmallow dancing and singing all night.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
From a Clips perspective, it doesn't get bigger than that.
America won. I would say America won.
And
because also, like, if you're in a foreign country watching all of this, like, this is American greatness.
Yes.
And Taylor's already in Australia. She's doing a show tonight.
Yeah. Didn't I say white males were going to come back? Travis is the king of the white males.
Travis is big.
I said they were going to have a mega year. I mean, they just really started strong.
But here's the thing about the white male and white female, who are now they're the biggest couple in the world.
Yeah.
The right wing hates them.
Yeah, well, because of Pfizer.
And
Pfizer
she's also
and Biden
liberal.
endorsement. Did she endorse Biden yet, or they're just preparing for her to?
Trump posted on Truth Social. I put it in the chat.
Yeah, on Super Bowl, I think.
On Super Bowl, like, despite Travis and Taylor being liberals, I still support them.
Yeah, he likes winners too.
That's smart. That's smart.
He's smart. And isn't there even a copyright act or something like that he's supporting that Biden's not, that he told Taylor Swift on Truth Social?
Yeah, he
unlike
said something,
Biden, I'm supporting Taylor on this copyright act or whatever.
Well, I think that he knows, look, it's election year.
Yeah.
You need Taylor and Travis on your side.
Yeah.
And I think it's even like, even though they're going to endorse Biden, probably, like, it's just, I'm sure someone told him, like, don't
poke the bear.
Don't alienate yourself from them.
Exactly. I don't think they know they're not getting an endorsement from them, but you can at least not pick a fight with them.
Yeah.
Where it makes them want to shit on you. And I think
does Taylor Swift endorse Biden, do you think?
I don't think so.
No,
I think she keeps it neutral.
I think she now knows how she did in 2020 she made like some cookies with Biden's face on it. I think that was like the most.
There was a documentary. There was a documentary about her where she was struggling with endorsing Biden, and like it was a huge scene in her documentary of like being scared, and like the moment she pressed post, like it was a really big deal in that documentary. That's why she's so well known for it.
So consider that she's probably twice as famous as that documentary now,
right?
Which, let's call it 5 years ago. There's zero chance she's jeopardizing the momentum she has, because why stoke the flame by endorsing Biden and unnecessarily creating like animosity. I mean, I had a hilarious conversation at halftime with a family that was a Chiefs family, wearing a Chiefs jacket. They were supporting a young daughter. And one of my friends says, "Oh, I think Taylor just walked in the building." And he goes, "You could feel the energy," jokingly. And she goes, "Yeah, I feel it too. It's called communism."
I wish so.
I was like, you think she's a communist? And I was like, I don't think she exudes any communist characteristics, given that she's a billionaire, flies private, and she's not a dictator. She's not telling anyone what to do. So communism doesn't make sense.
I will say, as the resident Swiftie on the pod, she's teetering on. She pitched a perfect game the last 12 months, meaning she had I believe she had 100% approval rating or damn near close.
Yeah.
I am hearing just in private conversations, even at the preschool, we did a Valentine's Day. People are teetering like
they're sick of her.
They're sick of her.
No, it's not people. Everyone is sick of her except for her core fans. Her
core fans were everyone. She won me over. She won people that would never be Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
And now
I think she needs
to go away for a little bit.
Yeah. It's good that the football season's coming to an end. She's on international tour. Like, I don't think we'll hear as much. It's the football that really drove it over the edge.
Yeah, because it impeded on America. You can go sing your songs.
Yeah.
But
Keep
once
your
the
religion
pigskin
and your
comes
Taylor
in the way.
Swift.
But I will say 6 months ago, it was damn near 100% approval rating, and now it's not close.
No.
She's
this
too
woman
big. You
with
just
her
can't
daughter,
get that big.
You can't, we don't like anyone too big. It's the same reason, Dominic, my son, is a big Patrick Mahomes fan. He bought his jersey, t-shirts, all this stuff. So for the last month and a half, he literally has been wearing, since December, I think every single day he's wearing a Patrick Mahomes PJ. He's wearing Patrick Mahomes jersey any chance he can get. And I called him right after the game or the next day, and I was like, hey, how was it at school with, you wore your Chief stuff again? And he's like, yeah, some people are happy, some people are sad. I think the older kids told me that they're sick of them winning, so they don't like them anymore. And so it's funny just to hear, even at that age, you start getting resentment for winning too much. Yeah. And it's like Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, these guys are just winning too much.
Yeah.
Too much winning. It's scary when you win too much.
I mean, if even the first graders are mad, it's just
that's what I'm saying. If the first graders are mad at Patrick Mahomes for winning too much, it's kind of nuts. Yeah. And you saw this with Steph Curry and the Warriors. You saw this with Tom Brady. I mean, people hated the Patriots.
It took Tom Brady to retire to get back
to be loved now.
Yes, now he's loved.
I mean, he was so hated when he was on the Patriots. He was liked when he was on the Bucks because no one thought they would win. But like at the Patriots, people hated that team. They hated him. They hated the team. Cheaters. I mean, I'd be in the stands. I used to hear what they used to call them.
Yeah.
And so it's just quite fascinating, like the arc that these players or these just celebrities have.
But it's also, it goes to other aspects of life. Like no one likes Ken Griffin just winning every year.
Yeah.
As a hedge fund manager.
Yeah.
They want to call, and no one likes Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elon is divisive.
Yeah.
These are all very successful figures.
Yeah, we like
you want people to get successful to a point, but not get too successful.
Yeah, we like new winners. We like beat the odds and won story. But then if you win again, it's like, all right, just chill out.
Yes, exactly. Should we talk about the weekend?
Yeah, so the weekend was obviously action packed. I got there Friday night, late in the night. And, I have to give Vegas credit for the airport piece.
Mm-hmm.
Quite easy getting in and out. Like, it was busy, but like, I got an Uber, or if you wanted, there was no one in the line of taxi. Everyone was at the Uber line. Taxi was like 0 wait. Got to my hotel relatively quickly. And once you got to the Strip, then that's when, the traffic was just horrific. But we've just come to accept that, like at any large event in any major city, it can't handle the traffic. There's just too many people. Someone said that 400,000 people came for the weekend.
I don't know. Is that relative to what would be normal?
Yeah, I'm sure it's above what's normal.
So before we talk about the weekend, you had to stay for the conference, right?
Yeah.
Magic?
Yeah.
Was it significantly reduced?
Yeah, so by Sunday night, like in the hotels and stuff, you saw a lot of people had left. Monday, I thought was going to be quiet. and I had meetings, had phone calls, whatever. So I didn't get too much time to actually leave my room. Monday evening, went to dinner at some random Mexican restaurant at the Forum Shops.
I thought you went to Carbone.
No, that was yesterday.
Okay.
And I didn't go, it was for the team. But we ended up at some like super casual Mexican spot called Sol Casino Forum Shops. Nothing fancy, nothing. It's like a casual Mexican eatery. And whatever, we had like a 6:30 dinner reservation. And I just, when I got there, it was like dead empty. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's Monday night, Vegas. By the time we left at like 9 o'clock, slammed. And then Tuesday was the actual show. And there was like another conference. And I was walking around. It was at the Venetian Sands Expo and the Las Vegas Convention Center. So I was walking at lunch spots and, you know, the evening happy hour spots. Everything slammed.
Yeah.
The amount of people, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that inflation is not going away anytime soon, because the way people are spending still is unbelievable. I was at a store at the Forum Shops yesterday where we had dinner, or Monday, called Culture Kings. Really great store, humongous store. It's like a sports kind of driven store. There's 25 people waiting in line. They were buying mainly like Raider stuff. It looks like it's like a lot of football stuff. Every single person, $300, $500, $300, $500. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, people are spending so much money still. Nothing has stopped.
So for more context, Sunday night after the game, we were staying at the Bellagio, even though the win is the epicenter. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I went to every single restaurant, just Amanda and I, for two people. I could not get a seat.
Yeah.
Not one place. We had to end up Postmating food. We're starving. And we could not get into one restaurant at 10 p.m.
It's Sunday. It's Super Bowl night.
Even the morning was slammed everywhere.
Yeah. You have to make reservations in Vegas. Vegas is not walk up to go and eat. Like, I never walk up anywhere and eat in Vegas. I always make reservations.
I think the point is just the consumption is just out of this world.
Yeah. So Friday night, H would...
Just real quick, your guys' opinion on that topic is like, at the same time, like, I don't know, there's a million different places to see this, but I saw it most recently in the comments section of a post about Coachella not selling out in the first day. And it was just endless comments about, because the economy sucks and everything sucks and nobody has jobs and everyone's inflation and no one can afford groceries. And there's this whole narrative. And my question is like, number one, is that just how it's always been? There's just always kind of like, that the two different sides, or are those two sides getting way more amplified than ever? Like the people who have money have a lot of money and the people who don't really don't. And there's a big separation.
I'll be honest, it's very confusing because the data shows credit card delinquencies are at an all-time high. So
and
people
just credit card debt is at a ridiculous
But then your
high.
credit card starts working if you...
I know, but you have to also remember...
another one.
We're at record highs in the stock market. Record highs. People have more money. So your credit has also expanded. People have more cash. Everyone got wage increases. Forget inflation for a second. Everyone got wage increases. A lot of people are locked into a lower cost of living. The areas of the CPI that's the highest are things like auto insurance inflation through the roof, up 20%. Rent continues to be, but food has come down. Eating out food is very expensive. So it's like, depending on the lifestyle you live, your costs are all varied. And then you have all the boomers who have basically no mortgages, have record high wealth, and they're going to go spend the money. And by the way, Super Bowl is not a 25-year-old event. It's like 45-year-old event.
Mm-hmm. But I guess my question is like, is the group that doesn't have money and is struggling to buy groceries at these inflated rates getting bigger, or is that group just always been there? Like,
that group will always be there because that's just, if you're true capitalistic society, will always have the haves and the have-nots. Because in a socialism, you're optimizing for everyone to get equal treatment.
Right.
And capitalism, that just doesn't happen, right?
It just feels like there's two narratives.
I agree. I can't figure it out because you go anywhere, it's slammed. You go to
There's
any
two
airport,
realities,
everything's slammed.
Right.
And then you have people complaining that they can't afford things. But
Right.
you go to any event, everything's
So the events are skewed.
Yeah.
That is a bit of a bubble.
and then there's conferences in Vegas.
But it's also that the
Every
events are
week.
bigger than they've ever been. Like the attendance is up. Everything's up except for Coachella.
Look, by the way, Coachella will 100% be sold out
Right.
the day it starts. It will be sold out.
It will. It
And
will.
then
It's just that was the only thing I've ever seen that an event was a little slower than previous.
And I'll tell you why. The lineup sucks. You have
true.
to deliver high quality experience, then people will pay. Taylor Swift concerts were not. Taylor Swift's concert is more than fucking Coachella, right? It's more expensive.
It was $2,000 at the top deck.
Yeah, so it is more expensive. So here's what I've noticed in retail from the brands across categories: apparel, beauty, home goods, luxury, home appliances, electronics. If you are a brand that the consumer wants, you aren't seeing the same dip in business if you are a brand that is struggling for relevance in some ways. And I think if you look at Coachella, yes, I'm old. I don't know these artists, but I know they're not Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I saw Stagecoach, I was like, that's Blockbuster.
Yeah.
They got Morgan Wallen, Post Malone.
Right.
They got real stars.
Post is that Stagecoach?
Yes.
Wow.
And Morgan Wallen.
Yeah,
Shit,
it's
I'm
like,
going to Stagecoach, I think.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
I
like you have to have the star power, and like the Super Bowl brings out star power.
This is consistent with Dee's theme. The white males are winning.
I hate when I'm right.
Hate when it's white.
I hate when
I mean, think about it. It's just the Kelsey Bros, #1 sports podcast.
everything.
Morgan Wallen, white guy. Post Malone, white
Joe
guy.
Rogan.
Yes.
Joe Rogan.
I told you, the revenge is back, baby.
That
You
didn't
can't
take
keep
long.
putting down groups of people for too
We
long.
were down for 6 months.
No, you were down 3 years.
Yeah, that's
Three
fair.
full
No, I would
years.
say 2016. Once Trump got elected, the whites had a problem, and now they're back.
I would say 2020 to 2023 was a dark. If there was a dark ages for the whites, it was that.
But I feel like to really solidify that theory of yours, Trump has to win in November.
I mean, to put it like this, everyone who attended the Super Bowl is 100% confirmed that it's happening.
I don't.
There
see
wasn't
how it
even a
doesn't.
question.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone I talked to, because I'll ask casually, hey, what's going on?
Trump was there. Trump was there Friday with Shahidi and the Nelk boys.
He was
I saw
everywhere.
I saw that.
Yeah. But then onto the fun stuff. So H Wood had a series of events.
They had their own Super Bowl.
They basically had their own Super Bowl. I mean, you could have easily just gone to their events and gone home, watched the game, and probably had an epic weekend. Thursday,
Start Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday night
They should sell like a thing where you just
package?
get like VIP at all of their events all year. And it's the billionaire package. I don't know how much it costs, but you literally, if you just go to their events and have a good experience, that's a billionaire's lifestyle.
I bet you if you did like a black card for H Wood, you charge $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed reservation at any restaurant you want of theirs, and guaranteed you plus 5 into every party.
That might be worth
You have
200.
1,000 people who are going to do that.
Yeah, I think you can make
That might be worth 200,000.
That might be.
I mean, at this point, it's every they have the hottest thing at the hottest things all
with
year.
the best artist.
Best
all
people
year round.
too. The,
Yeah,
best,
best
the
people.
crowd is the most important thing. So Thursday night they had Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem. We weren't there, but we heard it was incredible. Friday night they had David Guetta, Future, and that was incredible. We were there for that. Then Saturday night they had Jack Harlow, Ketronada, and Zach Bia, and every single night everyone was going to Delilah afterward.
Yeah.
And Friday night after Delilah, they had Anderson .Paak DJing and playing and singing. Saturday night, they had Nas performing.
And then Bieber got on the drums.
Bieber was on the drums. And then Sunday night, they had CeeLo. I was there Sunday night too. CeeLo was performing. I mean, and then during the day, they had an event with DraftKings. Unbelievable. I mean, the amount of free food and drinks I had this weekend.
It was great. I will say, I was also, D-style. I don't think I used a credit card for most of the weekend.
Yeah.
I paid for one meal.
And can we talk about, are we allowed to talk about this? Who was at the Saturday lunch?
No, we can't talk about it.
Okay.
We could talk about it in our Discord. In our Discord. But you could bleep this, but was there.
No.
Yeah.
Is that what they talked about? Did that come up?
I don't know,
but that's what we assumed.
We just assumed. He was shaking hands. He was doing the whole bit.
Like you guys were close to him?
We were 2 tables away.
Yeah, we saw him. He was there.
Oh my God. That's fantastic. Okay.
So the other thing, like shout out to Hwood, incredible hospitality. They really just blew it out of the water, and everyone who was helped put together those events. They're so over the top. It's a treat if you get to go.
I have 2 observations before you finish.
Yeah.
Civilians, not celebs, all have security now. That's the new Rolex, Patek.
Yep.
That's your flex.
That makes sense.
We were sitting at the Wynn Tower Suites bar, which was the epicenter of the entire Super Bowl. That's where everyone is. Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, you name every owner, every celebrity, you name it.
Yeah.
And I think half the place was security with fanny packs and probably guns.
For sure.
And half the place was just like people just hanging out. So I thought that was very interesting. I'd never seen civilians have as much security, not celebs, because celebs always have security.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, you have to do it. I don't know if it's a flex or they feel more comfortable. Unclear.
I think at this point, it's an insurance policy. It's like if you're very wealthy, why take the risk? Like you want to go wear your watch. Maybe you have friends with you. Like who cares? You're going to spend these people are spending, they flew private.
Yep.
They spend $100,000 flying private. They probably spend $50,000 on seats. Why not have
$50,000 on suites to the room too?
Yeah. And then going out, they're going to spend $250,000 this weekend. Spend another $20,000 and have
security.
Security.
Yeah. Must be a great time for the security business.
So I talked to our friend who is in the security business, and he said it's absolutely booming. Everyone wants security. CEOs, wealthy people go family vacations. They just do not feel safe anywhere.
And earpieces. You should be in the earpiece business because everyone has an earpiece.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're talking to, but everyone has an earpiece.
Well, I mean, like we know our friend who works for security with the team, like
but he's protecting like a big shot.
Okay, but no, he's protecting a lot of people. But there's a lot. Who was in that room?
Yeah.
It's Jerry Jones and Robert. These are like American treasures.
Yeah.
These owners.
Yeah. And then the other observation is, I'm sure you guys saw on social, like Zach B is a bona fide superstar.
Yeah.
Do you see him DJing with Justin Bieber and Travis Scott in the booth?
Yeah.
Like, good for him.
He's out of here. He's on another planet. Good for him as well. And then, I think the whole, there's so many events, so many parties. Traffic was tough to navigate, so that kind of sucked. But like, it's just a fun weekend. Especially if you like football, it's like you're a pig in shit. If you love football, like even if you can't go to the game, I think it's worth one of those times. Just go whatever the city. It's in New Orleans next year. Then it goes to San Francisco, and then it's back in LA. Especially in these like densely populated cities where you get to run into everyone. Yeah, it's super, super fun. What a blast.
How do they decide what city? Is it like a lottery situation?
Yeah, everyone kind of lobbies whatever team or city. It's like, hey, we want it. Because
I guess it's in Vegas every 5 years. It just has to be. It's just
Vegas is great.
It's just too like, it's too like too much. By the way, like my room was $200 a night.
Yeah.
They just have so many rooms. Before. They have so much like bandwidth. I don't know how like Minneapolis handles it.
Yeah, you're renting like Airbnbs and you're not.
New Orleans is going to be tough because there's the Ritz Carlton and everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the NFL takes over the Ritz, and it's going to be a tough place to have 400,000 people show up for a weekend.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, just do Vegas and Miami back and forth.
Yeah. Vegas and Miami. I actually liked Scottsdale. I thought that was a good place.
Scottsdale's great because it's spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scottsdale was fun.
But yeah, I think Miami, Vegas, these are the places that can host these types of events. They have enough hotel rooms, transportation, whatever. It's rough, but at least they have the capacity to hold everyone.
Did you walk a lot, like from place to place, or?
I personally did. I was by myself. Like, because I'm by myself, it's very easy. I'm not beholden to anyone's time, nothing like that. Like a lot of people are in groups, right? It's hard for people to like navigate. I'm literally walking by myself to the thing. And then for the game, our mom came. So my mom came Sunday morning, and we then took like the monorail to MGM, then the tram to Mandalay, and then we just walked across to the stadium. But like I was trying to avoid being in a car because I just didn't want to sit in traffic.
Yeah. No, that
makes sense.
I'm sure the private car business in Vegas cleaned up too.
Yeah, I'm sure everything cleaned up. I'm sure it was a record weekend every which way. But great. I think it was a great time. Commercial
and honestly, I will say we were out and about moving around, and contrary to what you see in social media, it was very peaceful. I didn't see fights. I didn't see
heavy security.
Security was nuts.
Heavy.
There was cops everywhere.
I mean, I stayed at
separate from the private security that we're talking about that the rich people had.
Yeah.
There were cops the entire strip because we actually walked home after the game, after the monorail.
Yeah.
And I saw literally 50 cops.
In my hotel, I was staying in a C-rate hotel. They had police with dogs walking the casino floor all the time.
Yeah.
They were not fucking around.
Is there any bigger, like, other than government related, is there any bigger target if you wanted to target a live American? I mean,
that's it.
And the thing is, even it's Vegas. Everyone's drinking 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I didn't see people out of control. I was very impressed.
Well, speaking of that, Waste Management.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Out of control.
So I said it. Remember, we went for a little bit last year, and I said, holy shit, I've never seen drinking like this in my life. 10 a.m., people are stumbling, fumbling. I was like,
you did say at your hotel, 9 a.m., the bar was packed.
Packed.
It's funny to me because golf keeps trying to act. We talked about this when we did our whole country club thing. They keep trying to act like they're this fucking proper button-up wearing fucking whatever sport, and they are one of the trashiest. Golf fans are disgusting.
Golf is like the lowest common denominator of society.
Right. But they act like the highest.
It's the biggest conundrum.
Know your audience, man. It's a bunch of fucking degenerates.
I mean, they have to stop alcohol. They stopped serving alcohol at Waste Management because it was so out of control. I saw the videos. It was like a bunch of people just got out of jail and got their first drink and lost their shit.
And they're running into the bunker doing snow angels with their shirt off.
Yeah.
Who even won? No one even knows who won.
No, it was some guy that isn't very popular. That's also the problem is now Liv has like gutted all the stars.
I saw Liv merch in Vegas. People are rocking Liv. I think there was a tournament.
Yeah, there was.
There was
some event. Yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
They've just gutted. All the stars are gone. So it was two guys that, I mean, look, I watch golf a decent amount. I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but like, I didn't know who either of these two guys were. And they went down to a playoff. One guy won, but I couldn't care less. All the biggest stars have officially went to Live.
Yeah.
But man, loosen up the fucking rules. Obviously, golf is not what you think it is.
But it's also, once you've been to these country clubs, it's not what it is here in the country club. They just pretend.
Right. It's all an act. That's why I fucking hate it so much. It's all a facade.
Yeah.
It's all a like, we're better than you thing. Golf is a gentleman's sport. That's what everyone says. It's a fucking gentleman's sport. Watch Waste Management and tell me it's a gentleman's sport.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's where the white males kind of lost this weekend with Waste Management. That was a setback.
We took
They won with Kelsey.
They won with Kelsey.
You know,
we took a hit with that snow angel in the bunker on 16.
Yeah, that was just disgusting.
And we know what goes on in these golf trips that people take.
Yeah, big golf trips.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about it because it's incredibly sad, but during the Chiefs parade, there was a shooting.
Yeah, what the fuck?
One person has died as of 2:00 in the afternoon here on Wednesday, and 14 are injured, which is just horrific,
including children.
Yeah. There's even a video of a guy tackling one of the shooters. It's pretty fucking nuts.
I saw that, like a pedestrian fan.
Yeah. Tackled
the shooters, and I mean, what's the motivation?
We'll find out.
Chaos, man. I think everything's in this. I think that like the amount of shootings and stuff that are happening, and now there's like, there was that transgender shooting the other day. I mean, I'm looking at my YouTube news I was looking at it to find my winners, losers, and content. It's like, survivor speaks out after 4 killed in random murder spree in LA County. Chiefs shooting. Police responding to a shooting. There's 4 different shootings.
What's interesting is, I don't know if you've been following this. You know, El Salvador was one of the highest murder per capita in the world. Yeah. And now with the new president, he really ramped up on incarceration. Yep. And now they have one of the lowest in the world. And you know, when you think of,
let's do the opposite.
And it's the country's objectively substantially more safe now, right? Because there's clear, you know, punishment for your actions. And like, if it can happen in a country like El Salvador, which we would argue that it's like pretty difficult to make this type of rapid change, right? Because it is, you know, probably a little bit more chaotic than America, right? Then I know it's possible to change in America. We just have to change the laws.
I mean, don't forget what happened when Xi went to SF. Like, you do that plus arrest people doing crime from that point on, it's cleaned in a weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vegas was a perfect example. You load up security, both private for civilians, law enforcement roaming the entire strip. Nothing happens.
Right.
They probably had snipers on top of these buildings.
And yeah, they're probably plainclothes cops just roaming every casino, making sure that there's no chaos.
Dude, I didn't see a fight. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything. I didn't even see an altercation. You know, Vegas is nonsense, right? You always see someone getting dragged out of a club or something. You didn't see any of that.
No. They're not fucking around.
It's just, the problem is it's like, it really is easy. Like, it's really like that simple, you know, like police and laws and putting people in jail. And it's so strange.
And guess what? Everyone had a blast in Vegas. Imagine not having to worry about your safety and being able to roam around, go to dinner and go to events and hang out.
Yeah. What are you, alt-right?
Whoa, big Law and Order guy here.
You're saying some alt-right things there.
What's alt-right about it?
You know, safety.
You're supposed to be no cash bail.
Now it is. If you want law and order, you're alt-right.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like, we want homeless tents on every corner. We want freedom for all. No cash bail.
You're a no cash bail guy, not me. The guy, the iPhone guy got arrested. $800,000 bail.
What's the iPhone guy?
Who?
In Oakland, you saw he stole 43 iPhones?
Oh. Yeah.
They found him.
Wow.
Bail?
Shocker. There's like, he's doing in front of me in the Apple store. 500 cameras.
I have 43 tracking devices on me. Let's see if you can catch me.
Literally.
That's good. But Oakland's a California city.
Obviously, things are going to change. And I think El Salvador is a very interesting example of like, anything is possible if you want it to happen.
Right.
If we wanted to give people free healthcare in a crime-ridden society, we could do it. We just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Our incentives are not aligned.
Yeah, the proof is there. It's not like, does it work or not? The weird
And the
issue
LA Times
is
endorsed Gascon.
Again?
Yes.
why they're going out of business. Then they just lay
They
off.
definitely should go out of business. They're a clown organization.
It's just, I can't. I know it's the oldest topic on any podcast, but like, what's the goal?
Chaos.
What's the goal? But why? To what end?
To the end.
Like, you talked to, he didn't seem, I'm guessing, like an
Chaotic.
like an impossible to talk to moron. What's the goal? You see, it's not working. The data's in. Is it like a racket to get more funding to like homeless programs and more funding for programs? Like, someone's winning here.
Yeah, there's obviously money being spent. So I like obviously I love a good conspiracy.
Yeah.
So I like that there is money being spent by letting, the chaos continue, whether it's crime, homelessness, open border. You can make the argument on each side why there's a reason to have or have not. And people in their own mind rationalize some of the chaotic things that are happening. I don't know the true rationale to it, and I can't think of the financial incentives other than there are a small group of people making money off this chaos.
Yeah.
Which, happens at war too, right? Small group of people make money off of war.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of innocent people die. So I do.
So I understand the defense aspect of that, meaning that there's a lot of money to be made on war. What's the money being made on crime and homelessness?
Well, I know homelessness is there are, organizations that get huge budgets to fight, to end or solve or whatever, work on homelessness in LA. And you want if you work at that organization, you want your budget to keep going up, and you're not really incentivized. There's no checks and balances of what's the results you're getting.
But isn't that pretty marginal? Meaning,
maybe, I don't know.
How much money is really being given to these organizations versus the defense budget annually is $900 billion. So you understand why there's war every year.
But isn't it a wild number that LA spends?
Yeah. Someone's making money off it. There's no doubt that in the homeless racket, there's people making money. Off the crime racket, you could argue prisons are making money.
I mean, 21 to 22, the LA, apparently the LA budget was over $1 billion to fight homelessness.
What are they fighting?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what they're doing is they're like going out and putting porta potties in homeless
60,
camps. Like, they're making it easier.
There's 60,000 homeless people in LA. Is that the number? Does that seem right?
I don't know.
If you drive down the street, we think it's a lot more than that, but maybe.
I mean, $1 billion.
Yeah, they're all in Hollywood people. Then.
I mean,
look out your window, Trauma. Tell me.
Yeah, I know. I see 20,000. It says 46,200.
I just looked it up and it says 75,000.
Oh, it does.
Los Angeles.
It does. You're right.
Okay. I mean, $1 billion. What's $1 billion divided by 75,000? 25 grand?
More, right?
I know. I'm not that. I mean,
it's a lot of money is the point. You could get housing for all these people.
Yeah. But I think that instead, like, if you have a bad initiative, no one's checking on, okay, is there now 65,000? And so there's just more. And next year you go say, hey, we need 1.2 billion. But the thing that I don't get, so let's get off of that. To me, that makes kind of sense. What I don't get is, how are you having all of these people needing security, getting robbed at Chiconi's, getting shot in the Hollywood Hills, and you continue to do the same thing? And you can see that a lot of these people are repeat offenders who have been let out of jail. The cops'
there's a race element to this that people don't want to talk about publicly, that, certain groups are more incarcerated, and you can make the argument that they're incorrectly incarcerated to an extent. And so I think that historical data has pushed the narrative of like, well, you commit this crime, should your life be ruined? You do this. Do we really need to be putting, inherently, if people were given better opportunities and they don't have to go to jail, they will rehabilitate on their own.
But so are they still waiting? Like, do you think if you follow that theory, you're like, oh, we're on a learning curve?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think you'd have to wait over a 10-year period, and then data has to come out and people have to be comfortable with that data that experiment did not work. And the right answer is probably going back to where we were, but that's not going to be easy sell to the voters. Yeah. Just not going to be easy sell, not to all voters.
Here's another observation from the weekend. Just think about how we're just in such a clown society. So Vegas airport, we were leaving Monday morning. There's 3 lines, right? Regular line, TSA pre-check, and clear.
Yeah.
I forgot to put our TSA number in, so we were just in the regular line.
Ouch.
And it actually wasn't that busy. They had dogs sniffing everyone in the regular line, but not TSA pre-check or clear.
Because they've already tracked you.
If you're clear or TSA pre-check, you're allowed to bring explosives. Yeah. But if you're a regular person, don't bring those bombs in.
Yeah, that's a good life lesson.
I was just laughing. I was like, are you really not checking everyone?
No,
they've already checked you. They've done background. They own your data once you're a clear member.
Yeah, I went to Staples
I'm
and got
sticking my eyes
TSA
everywhere all over the
pre-check.
world for this stupid thing.
I just thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But it's election season. We're going to have a lot of these topics brought up.
Real quickly, just because we're wrapping up Super Bowl, the other interesting thing were the commercials.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I only got to I saw the Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
That went viral.
Unbelievable.
Well money spent.
Yeah, I think that was the star, right?
That was Brady, Damon, and Affleck.
Yeah. Very funny, very well done. Good for them.
I mean, that sweatsuit is probably going to sell.
It already sold out.
Yeah.
Second, Kanye bought a regional Super Bowl commercial. So everyone thinks Kanye spent $7 million on the national commercial. He actually bought like a regional. So the way commercials work, even for the Super Bowl, you can they'll sell you like a local ad where like you're in Los Angeles and you only want to hit the Southern California market. There's local slots that get filled. So he bought some version of a regional ad. So he didn't spend $7 million.
Got it.
But his ad is basically him talking into a camera. Just talking about his new stuff. And he then launched on his e-commerce site a bunch of items for $20. T-shirts, sweatpants. I think that's it. T-shirts, sweatpants, and the shoes, the socks, the AirPod thing. And then on Monday, he released his sales on his Instagram that he did basically $20 million off that Super Bowl launch. Which I believe at those prices, everyone I talked to had bought a couple pieces. I was like, oh, did you see that? Yeah, it was $20. I bought 2 things. Yeah. He's kind of reading the room that price matters, because that also led to Temu, who I think was the biggest spender of ads. They bought 3 ads, dropped $21 million. And I think that this was their official coming out party. We are taking over America, and we're going to do it everywhere. What
were the ads? I didn't actually see the Temu ads. Did you see them, Drama?
I did, and I don't even remember. Like, they were just like cheesy, fun TV ads, like nothing.
Yes, so
of note.
That's what the big commentary was. I listened to a little bit of Pat McAfee on Mondays, and he was talking about like ad agencies don't know what they're talking about. They're stupid. People who want raw, keep it simple. And Dunkin' Donuts was a good example of that. But Kanye, I thought, was a good example of that. And then Temu, their theme is shop like a billionaire. And they kept it, we're just giving you cheap shit. That ad was not done by a big agency. That ad looked like it was done on Canva by a kid. Yeah. Like, it does not look like some fancy shit. But I think Temu came out and basically said, and they bought an ad last year too. We are here. We are the new kings. We're coming for you, Amazon. I think they're going to destroy the dollar stores. The only people they cannot reach are people who do not have credit cards.
I know we didn't obviously we were there, so we didn't see the commercials. But if you just look at social, it's Dunkin' Donuts and Temu.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's really all there was. I paid pretty close attention to the commercials because I was just curious, and they were not good. There was nothing of note other than Dunkin' Donuts.
Did Bud Light have one?
There was a Bud Light one.
Yeah.
It was whatever. There was a Beyonce one that was, I think, Verizon, that was like, probably a lot of people liked, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of money wasted. It seems like a lot of like, you just have the marketing budget. You do it every year. Let's do it. We'll get a trip to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because think about how much money was spent, and we're only talking about 2 commercials.
Right. It was, it's mind blowing that like, how much that spot costs, and you're like, you spent that on this?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think the craziest things were, number one, Dunkin' Donuts did such a good job. The amount that Temu was seen, it just felt like every commercial was a Temu commercial. And then I think
they bought 6 ads.
Yeah.
Well, there's a rumor that whoever runs marketing at Temu sent 80 million instead of whatever the actual cost was for the ads.
It doesn't matter. They don't care.
They pulled
80
a Lyft.
million, 200
Maybe they had
million.
the Lyft CFO.
We can talk about that.
Just
That's going to be, that's on my winners, losers.
Right. But that's my takeaway. It felt like Temu everything, Dunkin' crushed it, and then everyone else was like, man, I can't believe you spent that much money on this. Here's my question. I have a business question for you guys. I don't know if you know, maybe you just want to take a guess. I don't know the answer I'm asking.
I'll take a guess. Don't worry.
Okay. Take a guess and say it like you know it.
Yes.
When a Super Bowl with such valuable real estate for commercials goes to overtime, which now there's new slots, which arguably is probably the most watched time of the whole game. How do they do? Like when you buy a commercial, do you opt in for an additional, if that happened? How do they place the inventory?
Yeah, I remember hearing when we used to buy TV ads for 5.4, I think it's almost scheduled like a bonus that if it happens, that this company's willing to commit the money for the additional time.
Right. Because I was just,
or it's like part of their package. Hey, you're going to buy Temu. You bought these spots. If it goes to OT, we're going to throw you the overtime.
Yeah, like a premium spot or something.
Yeah. Because I can only imagine how many people are watching at OT.
That's what I was thinking. Like when I was watching those commercials,
the 200 million viewers came in.
Right. Because that was blockbuster at the end. And I realized, they were talking about how few, I forget the number, how few Super Bowls go to overtime. Like that's a rare, very valuable spot if you're in that commercial.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we want to do here? We want to do winners, losers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's get into it. D, who's your winner for the week?
Obviously, it's Patrick Mahomes for me. He's Michael Jordan of football. He's 28 years old. He has 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. He signed like the largest contract in football history. I think it's going to be so fun to watch him for another 10 years.
Maybe 12.
Yeah, I mean, he has to go after Tom Brady.
So an interesting stat, which I heard after the Super Bowl, was Tom Brady went from age 27 with 3 Super Bowls till 37 till he won his next one.
Wow.
And then he won 4 more.
Wow.
So 2005.
Shout out to the boomers.
2015 was his next Super Bowl. Football's
Daddy's
tricky.
got time.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's just insane.
Did you see Jackson Mahomes getting denied from Brittany Mahomes' table?
I did. What was that about?
That was actually
I was right there.
That's at H-Wood.
I mean, you got some interfamily drama, you think?
No, I mean, you had to have a specific wristband for that section.
But didn't Brittany
He
kind of
was
look at him?
already in the section.
No, he wasn't. He was outside. I remember that security guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Brittany kind of looked at him and looked away a little bit, I feel like, in that
Yeah,
clip.
just being like, what do you want me to do, dude?
I mean, Brittany could have gotten him a band. Give me a break.
Okay, but
Her husband is the biggest thing on the whole
Right, I have to
weekend.
believe Brittany could just say to the security guard, hey, he's good.
I mean, we could have gotten him a band if we wanted to.
Right.
Well, I wasn't going to help him.
That's
If it
fucked
was
up.
Patrick, I would have.
Of course. Oh, yeah, I did see that. That's pretty, hey, sometimes things aren't what they seem on social media.
All right.
Anand, who's your winner?
Yeah, my winners, H Wood and Revolve, they threw incredible parties, as we obviously talked about at the top of the pod.
Yep.
They just always just do an incredible job. And, shout out to Brian and John for being great at what they do and doing incredible things at the biggest events in the world.
Yeah, I think the H-Wood Revolve combo is just deadly. So good.
Yeah, thank God that happened. That's just right.
That's all that's right in the world.
That's all that's right in the world is when Revolve and H would get together.
Yep.
I mean that. We're talking Super Bowl. I'm going to give my winner to Ice Spice.
Oh, with the
Might be surprising. Might be surprising, but I don't know how the fuck Ice Spice and Taylor Swift became friends. But the whole Super Bowl, every cutaway to Taylor Swift was her and Ice Spice, and I can just only imagine that's great for her career. I don't know how she ended up there. It's an odd friendship.
What was her Satan, symbol she was throwing up that everyone's talking about?
Oh, was she throwing up some devil stuff?
She threw up some devil horns.
Oh, well, hey, whatever. You got the platform. Do what you want with it. But I just thought it was so random. Everyone at the party I was at was talking about Ice Spice, and I just, good for Ice Spice.
That is good for Ice Spice. That's great.
Who's your loser, D?
My loser is everything inflation related. I am just I would say I'm genuinely very concerned that inflation is not coming down anytime soon, which means interest rates are not coming down anytime soon. And the CPI came in hot, came in 0.2% more than expected, well over 3%. When you look at things in the real economy, like I said, 20% increase on auto insurance. Someone we know got a new car and they said their auto insurance was up like 30-40% from last year. And so that is a significant increase. We know health insurance inflation is completely out of control. Luckily oil and gas has actually been stable. But food inflation's coming down, but this auto insurance and rent continues to be quite high. So I'm getting a little nervous longer term that inflation is just part of our life.
So inflation came in 3.1% above the 2.9% prediction. We're getting closer to 2.
But we went the wrong way. That's the problem. In January should have been a month of, it showed that all the insurance premiums adjusted to this new higher level. And January is when you kick in these new insurance premiums. Insurance companies are completely out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't make sense of it. I've lost any opinion of the economy since 2019.
Nothing makes sense, to be honest.
Nope.
Inflation, everyone's spending, low unemployment, high GDP growth.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't get it.
Yep, me neither. Anand, who's your loser?
My loser is just Congress. Let's do something about the guns. We have a Kansas City Chiefs parade and kids are getting shot. What are we doing?
So here's the thing.
You know what we're doing is we're making Super Bowl commercials about how there's less chips in your bag of chips.
That's what Sleepy's doing.
Did you see Sleepy? He addressed the nation with a Super Bowl commercial that said, "There's less chips in the bag of chips. It's called shrinkflation, and big executives, we see it." That was the message. Not even maybe don't keep eating all these chips. Maybe you need less chips. Yeah, good news. There's less chips in your chips. That's the message. Well, there's AK-47.
We're not going to do anything about guns. We should just arrest people who shoot people.
At a minimum, yeah.
How about that? Guns is never going to change.
We talked about how pleasant of an experience Vegas was for Super Bowl, and then the actual fans who wanted to go to the parade have to deal with the shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's horrible.
Yep. Okay. My loser, I guess I don't want to keep trashing the Biden crew, but did you see this thing where this report came out that Biden couldn't be charged with keeping the sensitive documents because he was mentally, sort of unfit. That would come up in trial and that would be their out and it wouldn't stand.
Yep.
Did you see that? And then now they're refusing, or they're not going to take the mental cognitive portion of the medical exam. And it's just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, can't we just, like Anand said about the guns, like, can't we just talk about the real issues here? We just live in Crazyville. And now we're going to get Trump. And I don't want Trump either. And it's like, fuck, man. It's just absolute madness.
I mean, the Discord will hear. We bleeped it out. The switch is happening. We saw it.
Yeah.
Live in Vegas.
Yeah, it's just if they run Biden, it is the most wild, insane thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
But sounds like they might not. Okay, content. D, what do you got?
Well, I mean, there's no football,
Mm-hmm.
which is devastating.
Oh, guess what? There's a UFC fight I just remembered. You want to get into
I
fighting?
saw it advertised everywhere in Vegas. Is it in Vegas?
Gotta be.
My only content, I caught up on this
Oh no, Anaheim.
last
Sorry.
weekend was a Netflix show called Griselda. It's about Griselda Blanco. If you like all the drug narco series, this
Did
is
you watch
kind
it?
of I thought it was amazing.
Okay, I gotta try it.
Sofia Vergara plays Griselda Blanco. She crushed it. She did such a good job.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have said it's really good.
Yeah, it's like it's a very famous drug cartel story that I've seen many documentaries on, but it was cool. It's obviously more dramatic, but it was really well done.
Okay, love it, Anand.
I actually don't have any content. I'm sad that the season's over. Don't know what to tune into on Sundays anymore, or Thursday, Monday, Sunday.
Right.
Every game. No college football, no NFL. It kind of sucks.
The lull in America right now.
Yeah.
Well, not for me. I got a UFC fight, UFC 298 in Anaheim, California. Alexander
Why don't you go?
Volkanovski.
It's Anaheim.
Anaheim, you can go.
I'm thinking about it actually, because Anaheim is totally reasonable. Yeah, I haven't been to a UFC fight in 12 years.
So who are the stars?
There's a couple: Ilya Topuria and Alexander Volkanovski. I know that means nothing to you. You know Alexander Volkanovski.
I know the name. Yeah.
He's part of the crew, with Israel Adesanya, and he hangs out with Zuck a lot.
Oh, so Zuck's rooting for him. Oh, here's my content.
Yes.
Zuck, did you see his video today?
Yeah.
I thought that was genius.
I thought it was great.
Zuck just went after Apple.
Yeah.
On the Vision Pro.
On the Vision Pro, and said his is like a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And better.
Yeah.
And it was being shot on Zuck's camera.
Yeah.
The Facebook version.
Look crisp.
I like
Look
that
crispy.
he took it into his own hands and said, fuck this. I'm going to do it myself.
I think Zuck really gained some balls from all this fighting shit. I really do.
He got confidence.
He looks
think he never
different in
had
front
confidence.
of Congress. He looks different.
Yeah.
I think he's gaining some confidence.
There's nothing like the physical confidence that you could beat someone's ass that gives you confidence in real life.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, you're in the fighting world. Obviously, we're not. But there's like that discipline that you gain from being in a fight.
Yeah.
That I think translates to the rest of your life.
And I think, look, I mean, especially if you're like a nerdy, Harvard computer dork, like he got jacked. Like putting on that type of muscle and doing the Murph challenge and whatever his time was and, doing jujitsu with these dudes, I'm sure it must have an impact on his overall confidence.
Yeah, what do you think today's Zuck would do when the Winklevi, if this story is true,
fucking
banned him from that club?
Choke him out. They'd be asleep outside of the fucking whatever you.
There would have been no Facebook if he knew.
He'd probably be in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Assaulting people on the Harvard.
We would be talking about what was Winklevi's site called again?
Harvard.
Something. Yeah, we'd be like, oh, that was a cute little site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even their crypto stuff, I think, has disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what's up with Gemini?
Don't hear about it.
Rough time for
Coinbase
those.
up 15% today.
Right. Rough time for those exchanges other than Coinbase, huh? Okay. Great week. Great recap. Great Super Bowl recap. We got some shout outs.
We got a couple shout outs. The first one is from Chloe. I want to give a shout out to my husband, Ryan. He bought me a Lo Siento hoodie as an early Valentine's gift, and I'm obsessed with it. Quality is next level. Definitely my new favorite sweatshirt. Thanks for making us laugh and keeping us informed. Hopefully you got some tequila too. Sweatshirt's great, but tequila's even better.
Yep.
Next one is from Vinay, who said, for once, nothing with Kevin Weatherman and running any races, yet this one to the Murthy brothers. Heard them talking about their Jewish friends going to camp, and here to let them know there is an amazing Indian camp called HHSC, Hindu Heritage Summer Camp in Rochester. I never went, but all my friends did, and I even volunteered as an adult out of FOMO, but I'm still jealous to this day they got to go. So send your kids there, and they'll have a lifetime of stories and friends.
You went to Indian camp.
One, but it was only like a week, 2 weeks, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I did. I realized that afterwards. Chinmaya Mission.
Yeah, up north, right?
Yeah. And then obviously from Vinay again, shout out to D Murthy, aka Nostradamus. He said on Wednesday, Mahomes will win MVP, Chiefs will win on final drive, score will be 27-21. An almost perfect prediction. Makes me wonder if he is from the future and part of the government rigging the NFL.
CIA.
Script was written.
I'm amazed by the detail of this detail of accuracy, and now will always bet and invest in what he says. That's smart. Very, very smart guy.
He's deep state. He's CIA.
I mean, I would
D-state.
He's
D
D-state. Hey, what you guys? We'll go
great in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Drama?
Well, no, you talk too much.
I'm a blabbermouth.
Yeah, you tell everyone what's going on. You'd be like, you won't believe what the fuck happened at the meeting last week. Just
You would
real
not
quick.
believe who we're taking out next week.
Right. Real quick.
The funny part about the weekend is we spent a lot of it with the Niners contingency, and D was blabbing about the Chiefs. And
Yeah, he's
They're
a
very
traitor.
mad with me.
one was a former cop. I told him just take him out and arrest him.
Yeah.
Get that Billy Club. What did you guys do? Did you guys talk about it? Just real quick, your take on the Tucker Putin interview.
We didn't because it was happening in the break. Blockbuster.
Right.
Blockbuster content. What I was most interested in is because we've had kind of this fuckery in America in politics for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Not just from the presidency, but from the senators. You don't have anybody since Obama that's like an inspiring orator or anyone that could even speak intelligently about anything.
Yeah.
There's both sides, by the way.
Yeah.
Hearing Putin talk, it was like, oh, this is what like a dominating world leader actually sounds like again.
Yeah.
The most impressive part is
He has a lot of knowledge of history.
well, yeah, the first 30 minutes was just Russian history, but I thought Tucker having the balls to ask about releasing the journalist.
Yeah.
I thought, like, look, you could probably be in jail yourself if you say that to Putin in Moscow. So, that was one cool part. But I mean,
out of
look,
our
I
last
think-
6 presidents, who could hold their own just from like a perspective with Putin? Clinton and Obama?
yes,
Bush
I
is
think
getting
that's right.
trampled.
Bush will get trampled. Yep.
Trump's going to be making fun of his,
Trump on a one-on-one basis, I would objectively argue, is the one that Putin respected.
for sure. And I think Trump would smoke him in like a comedy, like a debate, like he would win, but like
Comedy
he's
debate.
not reciting
Yeah,
I'm
I'd say
saying-
like Jeff Ross.
I'm saying you're right.
Trump's
in a
Jeff
roast
Ross.
battle. Trump would have the better like one-liners, but like he's not reciting the whole history of the country and how we got to fucking.
No. Putin has obviously extreme pride in Russia. Like his intention is to maintain his power first, second, and maintain the dominance of Russia second, right? Like he actually probably has some sense of nationalistic pride.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Now I want to see him on the Nelk Boys podcast. You know, do the whole rounds. Go on
He
Theo
should do it.
Vaughn.
Might as well.
He should be on Full Send.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, I loved, to be honest with you, I loved just hearing from the guy. Like,
Yeah, you never heard from him.
Who knows? It could have all been an angle. It could have all been whatever, but like, just like, here he is.
Well, I think that's like what Tucker's point was. He's like, in previous media, like he was talking about, you know, Tom Brokaw or like Walter Cronkite or Barbara Walters would go interview like Saddam Hussein and these people. Today, we don't give those people a platform at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Bin Laden did a Time interview.
Yes.
Right.
Before he
You can't do that in this environment. We've really made it impossible to speak to anyone or talk about anything. Everyone is so tribal. It's just like, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So you got to give him credit for like going out there and doing it.
Great moment for content.
All right, last shout out of the day, elfinlosangeles.com. It's where we get all our kids' clothes and all of our friends do as well. They have such an amazing selection. And this week, they are donating 15% of all proceeds to UCLA Hospital in support of Maverick and epilepsy research. elfinlosangeles.com, great stuff. Separate from obviously the charity. They just have great product, and shout out to Melissa for doing it. Thank you. Last thing, sorry.
Yeah.
Do we know why Elon posted D's nuts this morning?
It was a Disney diss, right?
Was it?
Yeah. Remember he made that photo?
It's a Mickey Mouse.
Okay. Just the Iger beef.
He is just on a warpath with Disney and it's working.
But did anything happen since the last thing we heard?
I don't think so. I think he's
saying
he's trying to sue them. He has a lawsuit that he's funding for like wrongful termination or whatever from that one actress. And like, he's just in an all out comedy war.
He was at the game with this one of his children.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's got unlimited bandwidth. I don't understand. If I had a year like that, I'm in 87 different lawsuits and fighting the SEC and literally everyone's coming after me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch from home this year.
And tweet 50 times a day.
Right. Crazy. Anyway. All right. Everyone have a great week. Thanks for listening. Go to YouTube. See you soon.